What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Juan More Round, episode 5. I appreciate your time and support, and today we are joined by a special guest, UFC President Mr. Dana White. Now let's jump right into it. We will start off with my interview with the notorious Conor McGregor. He talks BKFC and has some choice words for fellow Irishman Paul Hughes. Next, we talk about the UFC Saudi Arabia card this weekend, and I give my 5-leg parlay on how to lose money in about 3 hours. Lastly, this week we won't have a Juan More Round segment, but instead, I recap Israel Adesanya's incredible 4-fight run to the title. Now let's get into it. Conor, my man, welcome to the show.
Pleasure to be here, my friend. Before we get started, I just want to say, fuck Jake Paul, fuck Logan Paul, fuck my dealer who skimped me out of half a gram, and fuck anyone else who hasn't liked and subscribed.
Okay, we're starting there. Over the weekend, BKFC Knucklemania took place against two people you knocked out. One physically and the other verbally. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Eddie, my old dance partner, he's still swinging for dear life, bless him. And Jeremy, who the fuck is that guy Stevens? The man still throws bombs like he's auditioning for an action movie. Fair play to both, but let's be real. If I stepped in there, I'd have put them both out in the same round. Left hand to Eddie, wheel kick to Stevens, and I'd be walking out before Bruce Buffer even finished saying me name.
Did Jeremy Stevens impress you?
Oh, I was entertained, don't get me wrong. It was like watching two lads who promised they'd go light and sparring but ended up throwing the kitchen sink at each other. But let's be honest, when I fought Eddie, I turned him into a statue. Froze him stiff like a deer in headlights. And as for Stevens, I ended his career with a microphone before we ever threw hands. But I must admit, the little bugger can scrap.
Of all the people you fought, who is your toughest opponent of all time?
That old lad in the pub. He refused to drink the nectar from the heavens proper 12, so I hit him properly with the left hand of death. But I admit, he took that shot better than half the UFC roster. Granite chin on him. If that old fella had a mouthpiece in and some 4-ounce gloves, Dana White would have signed him on the spot.
And what's up with you and Paul Hughes? I thought you guys were cool.
That little weasel traitor from the north, kissing and hugging that rat. Paul Hughes is dead to me, you hear me? Dead. That Guinness-drinking rat bastard could never be me. I'm the pride of Ireland. I'm the champ. I'm the past, the present and future, you hear me?
Jesus, man, that got pretty dark.
I'm totally kidding with you, mate. Paul looked great in his last fight. It would be an honour to share a pint of forage stout with the young lad. He still needs to wash his hands for touching those Russians, but he put up a hell of a scrap, didn't he?
Thank goodness, man. I don't want to instigate anything.
You didn't instigate nothing. That fake leprechaun fool instigated it himself, saying he's nothing like me. Of course he's nothing like me. I'm one of one. I'm the one who knocks. He wishes he could be a fraction of me. It's never peace with the Russians. The war is not over.
Man, sounds like you got a runny nose. Are the allergies bad in Ireland?
The weather is great here, baby. Sunshine and snow all at the same time.
Well, there goes my monetization. Last question before I let you go. When is the next time we will see Conor McGregor in the octagon?
There's unfinished business. The Carney Dustin can get it. Mini Mike Chandler is a twerp. It's all side with Khabib and the Russians. Anyone can get it. The world better be ready for the greatest comeback in sports entertainment. I'm coming for it all.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Conor. Best of luck to you and hope to see you soon.
You're welcome, you little journalist weasel. Now where's my whiskey?
Well, there was the notorious Conor McGregor at his finest. All right, UFC is back this weekend. The prelims start at 6 a.m. Pacific time in Saudi Arabia. In the main event, we have the last style bender Israel Adesanya taking on the Frenchman Nasruddin Imovov. Izzy is coming off back-to-back losses for the first time in his career, while Imovov is on an impressive 3-fight win streak. I'm going to go with the Kiwi here for unanimous decision. In the co-main, we got Michael Venom Page taking on the Pirate Sharabullet Magomedov. Sharabullet got to be the first Dagestani to hate wrestling. Seeing a Dagestani non-wrestler is like seeing a legal Mexican. They just don't exist.
I don't know what to do.
This is going to be a 15-minute striking chess match, and even though MVP is moving up in weight, I think he'll do enough to beat the Russian Nick Fury. MVP, decision win. In the heavyweight division, we got Sergey Pavlovich taking on Jairzinho Rozenstreik. Pavlovich got to end in the first round, or else I'm going to go with Rozenstreik for unanimous decision. Next up, we got Said Nurmagomedov taking on Vinicius Oliveira. Not sure how many Nurmagomedovs there are at this point, but let's just give it to him for unanimous decision as well. All right, and last on the card, we got Fares Ziam versus Mike Davis. I'm going to go with Beast Boy Mike Davis for unanimous decision. All right, I don't think there's going to be many stoppages on this card. I think there's too many high-level strikers in my opinion. My 5-fight parlay is as follows. I'm going to go Israel Adesanya to win and round 4 to start for plus 105. Shower Bullet and MVP to go distance at minus 200. Pavlovich versus Rozenstreik for over 2.5 rounds for plus 350. Magomedov versus Oliveira to go to the distance at minus 125. And Ziam and Davis to go the distance at minus 190. A $5 bet gets you 185, and I only charge 10% commission if it hits. All right, so real quick here. We're not going to be doing a segment of Juan More Round. Instead, we're just going to be looking at Israel Adesanya's title run or title reign. So let's see. Starting off here, dude's 35 years old. So realistically, we probably have like 2 solid more years out of him, if that. All right, so from July 2018, this dude's basically been in 5-round fights for the last 18 fights, if I recall. Aside from this Derek Brunson one, where he went in there and decimated the dude in 1 round. Right here, he trained for a 5-round against Robert Whittaker. He pulled out last minute. Dude gave us some iconic photos from this fight. And it was, in my opinion, it was the passing of the torch from Anderson Silva. Granted, the dude was like close to 40 or pushing 40. It is what it is. This one right here, if you're new to UFC or MMA and you haven't watched this fight, UFC 236, Kelvin Gastelum, you got to watch it. It's by far the best co-main and main event in an event that's ever happened. The main event was Dustin Poirier against Max Holloway, and both of these fights back-to-back just delivered. The first Robert Whittaker one, this is where we got that iconic walkout from Izzy, dancing with his crew. Went in there, handled business in 2 rounds. Heartbreaking for all the Robert Whittaker fans. Yoel Romero one. This is the most boringest fight you will ever see. It is what it is. Paulo Costa. This is a good comeback fight. Dude went in there, TKO'd him, humped him at the end. It's a little weird, but Izzy's gonna Izzy. Jan Blachowicz, his quest for champ. Blachowicz was basically a wet blanket the whole time. Izzy lost his O, and probably not the guy that you want to go against to go champ here. So Marvin Vettori, another boring fight, but you know it's Marvin Vettori. Nobody likes him anyways. Robert Whittaker, this one was a questionable decision win. A lot of people had it for Robert. I too had it for Robert, but that's just because I'm a Robert fan. Jared Cannonier, another boring one. It's kind of weird because, you know, with Izzy, you either get a super great fight or a boring one. And this right here, great fight. This is when Alex Pereira finally arrived. And this one right here, this is where, I guess, the Israel Adesanya story kind of peaked. He finally got his revenge. Got him back in one of the best KOs the world will ever see. And yeah, the rest was history. And then especially the run that Pereira's on now kind of just shows you how great Izzy really is. And then these two right here, you know, don't know what happened. Maybe all those training camps with Alex kind of took a toll on him. But basically what I'm trying to say is for 18 fights straight to train for 5 rounds, that's basically like training for what? Almost 36 and 3-round fights. And to do it back to back to back in the fashion that he's done it, in the way that he's done it, dude, is very, very impressive. I don't think we'll ever see a run like that for a super long time. So if you're watching this weekend, enjoy it because we don't know how much longer we have of Israel Adesanya. If his time's coming, just want to say we definitely appreciated the show that he put on for us. Thanks, Izzy. Well, there you have it, folks. Don't forget to tune in early for the UFC card this weekend. And thank you guys for the support and helping the journey to get to 100 subscribers. Comment any questions you got for me, MMA related or not, or submit your video questions to be featured on the show. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next week.